Hello folks, I am back out here stranded on an island it seems, and today I'm going to teach you about rationing food and stretching it and making sure that you can eat when potentially stranded on a tiny island in the middle of a beaver pond like I am. So let's get started, I guess. So, I have a whole bunch of stuff on me, and yeah, now I do not have a whole bunch of stuff on me. So this is an additional difficulty that I didn't intend to have, because, well, I was walking along the causeway, which was already flooded. And then I got where I'm standing right now, and I see that I can't go any further because the path is flooded. So all I can say is, if you can cook, well, stranded on a tiny little island in the middle of a beaver pond, you can probably cook anywhere else. Now, I've got a big pile of wood there that was pulled out of the dam and is dry. I've got a little bit of dry ground, it seems. And I have some food. Today, we will be making Noodles al-Keegan. Yeah, we're gonna see how this is gonna turn out. Probably not too well, but it will probably feed me, which is the idea. So, the first thing, if you notice I've got some sticks here. The first step in cooking here is going to be starting a fire. Now I don't have a stove. I actually do have a little grill that folds up into this bag. Let me just take out stuff. I got some things here that I can carry in my bag. And it is not much in the way of cookery. Yeah, that's not going to work. But it is some stuff, and I am terrible at lighting fires because I have very little practice at it. So that will be the first challenge. I was hoping it would be raining today because that'd be if I can do it on an island in the rain, that's even better. I don't think I would be able to, but I can try. And another thing for those of you who are interested in tasting my cooking, I don't cook like this when I'm at home. I cook much better. This is just because I'm out here with basically nothing. Now, as it happens, I've got a great big, as it happens, I can replace my, my grill with this thing because I'm out here on the beaver pond and I've got a grate for the culvert. That's gonna have to be good enough. There's a big rock. Yeah, so this is going to have to function as my stove, and I hope my father won't be angry later when he sees that I've been cooking out here, but if he does, I can point out to him that it's not like I'm gonna start a fire. I'm in the middle of a swamp. I cannot get out of here without walking through water. So, by way of food, I have a can of tuna here. I've got some El Cheapo packaged ramen, which is not the best, but it works. Got a can of Spam, which I won't be using now because this is, if you know how to stretch it, this stuff could feed, I don't know, 5 people for a dinner. Pretty good stuff if you can stretch it. Now, for the record, I would normally eat this for lunch, and that would feed me most of the day, sometimes. As you can see, I have a tiny pan. I can cook one. So I will be cooking one. That's all I'm going to be cooking. And we will see how this goes. I hope it goes well. Who knows? Now, another thing I've done, as you can see, I've got my little tiny frying pan. I've also got this. Now, what is this? This is everything I need to make somewhat decent food. These, if you can get these, I have a very limited quantity of these. As you can see right here, I've got some stuff. I've got a pair of chopsticks and I've got a spoon. See this little bottle? This is oil. I've got some oil in here, which is very good stuff. So I got some oil, I got some cumin, and I got some salt. Never mind what they're labeled. And this is basically just super powered chili pepper. Yeah, so it's some good stuff. I don't think I'll make it spicy this time because this can season a wok of, you know, one of these, half of these is lunch for 2 people or 3 people or maybe 4 if you use it right. So I'm not going to use any of those today. Cumin, for those of you who don't know, is one of the best spices for meat. Basically, you put it on the meat and the meat tastes good. Less so for chicken. It's more of a beef, lamb, venison, goat, that sort of a spice. Maybe pork. Yeah. So that's what I've got in the way of, by way of spices. Cooking utensils, I have a big knife, and a pair of chopsticks and a spoon. Goodbye, Ant. Oh, also, another very useful tool that you're unlikely to be able to find, but if you can find it, you're doing very well. We have 2 of these. Let me see, where is the other half? This lovely stuff. Now, what I'm cooking here is very simple. Normally I would put vegetables and, you know, have a big piece of meat and cut it up and stuff. I don't have that right now because, as you can see, well, you know the drill. Anyway, this. Basically, it's a pair of scissors that you can take apart. We've had these since I was a kid. It's got a can opener there, which is very lucky because I forgot to bring a can opener of my own. It's got, I think that's a bottle opener. It's got these things in here for I'm not sure what, cracking nuts or something. It's got a whole bunch of fun little stuff on it. And it's scissors. Take it apart, and now it folds up real small. So cool. Yeah. And that is about the extent of what I have. Oh yes, water. Oh, machete for macheteing. This is my medical kit, which doesn't really have much of any particular use in it. Honestly, it's better for curing sicknesses than it is for curing, well, anything else. I'm hoping that this is my fire starting stuff, because if not, I'm kind of sunk. No, that is not my fire starting equipment. Oh, a compass. What? Oh, sewing equipment. Okay, good. There we go. Fire starters. And I forgot to bring the other stuff, but it doesn't matter because I've got more of it here. Ah, lovely knee pain. So, let's see, what am I going to do first? Okay. For a number of reasons, I have a ridiculous number of pieces of tissue in my backpack. These are both for when I am sick and for lighting fires. And they have proved very useful in both situations. I hope there aren't any ticks on me right now, because that would suck. All right. Fire starting. Start fire. Be awfully boring if I can't start a fire, which is going to be laughing at me for not knowing how to start a fire because I'm terrible at it. I'm just going to use matches. Oh. There is for lighting the matches on. In that bag, but I'm not going to use it. Fast. So, here we are a few eternities later. Actually, it was only a couple of minutes. But, yeah, now we can get started. So first, put some oil in the pan. Doesn't need to be much, especially not on a pan this small. Put some oil in the pan. Gotta open this up. Can of Spam would be real easy. Alright. Yeah, so you probably might see the entirety of this, or I might edit it. I probably should edit it. Get that lovely tuna juice. In a situation like this, you want all the calories you can get. And taste isn't as big of a concern. Still extremely important. Now, in a much better situation, I could have more in the way of a kitchen. This better not be expired. So, I got some tuna in a pan. Probably has some salt in it. So, pop open. Coming in there. A little bit of salt. Stir this terrifying concoction up. And on to the next step. That should fry it. Here, I'll give you my plan. This is going to start frying. The heat's going to keep on going and not give out on me. This is going to start frying up. Then I'm going to put some water in there because you got to have water for noodles. And then it's all just going to come out all nicely in my imagination, which is never going to actually happen. We'll see. Maybe it'll work. Okay, Yeah. Now, things should be happening pretty soon. Ah, my back. Oh, it's cooking. It's cooking all right. I could just be doing this over an open flame, but grills are nice. Doesn't smell too bad. Honestly, the tuna is about done. I'd like to have some green onions in here, but I don't have any green onions with me because where am I going to get green onions? Okay, and now I ruined this lovely fry thing that I have, but it must be done for the noodles. And I pour a whole bunch of water in here, which should cook off later if I do my job right. I just gotta wait for that to boil. I will take out my other stuff. This is great advancements in food supply. You should see what I had before, which had been in this cup. Another good thing to carry around. So, I will now show you, in the meantime, while waiting for that, my previous dry rations. This is in a little cloth bag that I made myself. It had been full, now it's not, and it's ancient. You probably know exactly what this is. That's right, lovely stuff. Hardtack, it's hardtack. I've got hardtack in my bag. I've had it in there for years. And I could eat it now, but I've got much better stuff to eat there. I could do that. Just throw the hardtack in there, crush it up a bit, throw it in there. But I'm not going to do that. I have just got to wait for that to boil. That actually isn't half bad compared to what I was expecting it to be. It also isn't hot enough. Yeah, that tastes about like tuna fish soup with common and salt. One tip that I would give you is if you're actually gonna be expecting to do this for any length of time and can possibly afford it, just bring a wok. Bring you know, maybe a little fold out grill for this. Put a little bit more effort into it. Don't maybe dig a fire pit. Don't do this on a tiny island. You're gonna get a better result. Is that ancient coffee that I didn't? That is ancient coffee. Yeah. So that's in there cooking. And I'll do another thing. Just to demonstrate to you, I really am on an island with, very interestingly, a single pine tree. Lovely pine tree. Now, pine trees are, in fact, quite nice because I can go tear off a bunch of needles. Well, I have the substances to make a tea quite rich in vitamin C. And actually, I do this when I'm sick. I make pine needle tea. Tastes okay. Yeah. So that'll ward off the scurvy, I guess. But this looks like it needs some work. And this has really got to heat up some more. Interesting thing is, because I'm used to cooking on a stove, and I can get this down in minutes. And I've got everything timed perfectly. That's because I have control of the fire. This of the fire. That's a tick crawling on my spoon. Goodbye, tick. You are going to burn. So it is almost imperceptibly beginning to boil. Trouble is where the pan rests is right here. Here, if it would just slide off if I put it there. But the heat is right there. So now I'm going to put this thing in. This stuff adds some flavor if you want it, but it's really terrible for you. I save them. I don't know why. I never use them. So yeah. Now we're going to see how this goes. Alright fellas, so this is pretty much as ready as it's ever going to be. And it looks okay to me. I mean, it doesn't look good by any means, but I know it's gonna taste better than it looks, for one thing. It would definitely be better if I added chili powder, just because chili powder makes some things better. But it took a while, and I realized what my problem was. My problem was that I was expecting it to work like it does at home. It does not. At home, what I do is I've got two things. I've got the water boiling, right? And I've got the bowl I'm going to eat in. And I've got the noodles in the bowl I'm going to eat in. And then I've got the pan, and in the pan I fry up the meat, the seasoning, the vegetables. I get a nice sauce going, right? And so there's a nice sauce in there going. And the water boils pretty fast because I've got an electric water heater. And I'm not, cooking on the side of a culvert grate. And so I boil the noodles separately and then add them in with the sauce. In this case, it didn't work that way, and just everything was a lot slower. This was very, very slow. If I had to do it again, I would probably do things differently. I think I'd do the noodles first and then add the rest of it. And this is kind of soupy. Normally I do it fried noodles. I do it all fancy, but this is not really fancy. Yeah, so this is about as ready as it's ever going to be. Let's see about the taste. Yeah, so it's a pan of noodles and tuna with some. This is actually pretty decent. It's not the tastiest meal ever. It tastes fine, actually. It's not fancy by any means. And this is, as I said, about a third of what I would normally eat. But, and I am genuinely hungry. I didn't eat breakfast, I didn't eat lunch, and this is past lunchtime, because God only knows how long this took. But yeah, it's food. And it'll satisfy your hunger, and you can make it on an island in the middle of a beaver pond. Hope you enjoyed. Good luck, Aiden. Good luck, other folks. Yeah. See you next time.